What is up, everybody? This is Marshall Lee of DonkeyJawProjects.com and the channel Marsh Makes Comics. Yep, I changed my name again on YouTube because that's what I do. I like to make my branding absolutely as confusing as possible. So that's how I do it, guys. Um, yeah, I don't know. I have a problem. Um, but yeah, so I just I changed it. Um, oh, and by the way, this is the Early Bird Artcast number 26. So welcome all. What's up, James and Dave, my faithful watchers? How you guys doing? My faithful early birds hanging out in the chat. Um, yeah, I know I kind of haven't done this. Like I did one by myself. What was it? 2 days ago or whatever, and then you know just trying to do them as much as I possibly can. Um, but I also have been putting out other videos from time to time too. I'm trying to kind of keep the early birds as like a fun community thing that I do as often as I possibly can. It's easy to just kind of, somewhat easy to just kind of pop on the live stream and hang out for a little bit. What's less easy is trying to create videos that, you know, for YouTube that'll kind of make some progress with my channel. And so I've been kind of working on that. Hence the name change. um, I don't know. There was something in me that was just like, you know what? Like I've been focusing on comics, right? And I've always struggled with focus. So um, am I? Yeah, got things on screen. Good. I was just making sure. I've always struggled with focus, and so I've finally come to a place in my life where I'm like, I know what I'm doing. This is the plan for the foreseeable future is to make new comics every month. And I'm really hoping I'm able to maintain that. But that's the plan, and it seems like it's working. I mean, working, I say, but like, you know, it's working better than, I don't know, there's something about it that makes me feel like I'm on the right track, I guess, maybe is a better way to put it. Um, so, you know, I don't know. I feel like, there's this whole thing like The Secret, that book, The Secret or whatever, or there's videos of it or whatever. I don't know. It's kind of this weird woo-woo stuff, like tell the universe, put it out into the universe that you're doing whatever, and the universe will reward you for making that commitment. And anytime I hear anybody say the universe, you know, I can't help but kind of have a little bit of a lip curl moment, as my wife would say, lip curl moment, where it's just like, I don't know, like to me, I mean, if people want to think of it as the universe, it's cool. Like, but for me, it's God, obviously, because I'm a Christian, and so, again, I don't really actually judge anybody for doing it, but I can't help but just be like, it's God. But anyways, but I mean, however you look at it, if you don't believe even in the whole universe thing or God, I mean, I think, people kind of want to believe in something that has to do with purpose. And I don't know. That being said, I don't necessarily believe in like the secret, like that whole like way of thinking exactly. I just think I mean, because some of those concepts are also, reflect, like it's the same, there's the same kind of concepts in like the Bible and stuff. So anyways, the whole point of what I'm trying to say is, I do feel like there is something to it though, like, kind of being definite about your plans or whatever, and then things start to kind of come together a little bit better, you know what I mean? And I do find that to be something that kind of happens, and it might just be like just natural because, um, you put yourself out there and now you're looking for those things, that would confirm the path you're on. There's that kind of thing. There's also like, in a very naturalistic sense of things, that, what is this? Um, there's good, you can kind of come up with, you can reason certain ways to think, to kind of be like, oh, well, it's not like some kind of supernatural force. It's just logical that these kind of things would follow when you do such and such. Why is I feel like I lost some of my posts on Instagram, unless it's not showing every post. See, I pulled up my Instagram so that I could, like, I use it as reference because I'll post like character designs sometimes on my Instagram. And then I actually use that to go back to so I can see what the characters are supposed to look like. I guess I could, my sketchbook I think is right next to me. I could just pull that out. It's not right next to me. Oh wait, yes it is. All right, here we go. I just want to see exactly what Sally Celery looks like. Oh, I forgot. I was gonna create a character called Nana Banana. Anna Banana. I wonder how she's gonna factor into the story eventually. All right. So, I don't know. I just feel like that's kind of what this is, like um, putting it out into the universe, quote unquote. Sorry, maybe because I'm just waking up, I'm a little bit more cynical or something today. I don't know. Um, but putting it out there that, hey, this is what I do. Like, this is, I'm committing to this to the point, like, because it's been so hard to commit to anything because I'm like, well, I like to make music, I like to make comics, I like to make illustrations, I like just about anything in art I want to do eventually. Um, you know, if I had friends who, you know, were into making yarn sculptures, I'd probably start getting into that or something. Like I'm just crazy when it comes to that kind of thing. Um, so, I feel like there's a scripture, and it's talking about the Bible again. There's a scripture that says, I can't remember exactly how it goes, but basically that you should ask God of anything and he'll give, he'll listen to you, and if you don't get what you want, a lot of times it's because you're double-minded, and a double-minded man should not expect to receive anything from God. Or as some would put it, a man of two minds. um, because he's unstable in all his ways. And I've definitely been guilty of being of two minds about many, many, many things. That's probably one of my biggest, I guess, vices or whatever, or faults, maybe, I guess, maybe is a better way to put it. Um, So it is what it is. I'm human just like everybody else, and that's just a lesson that I have to continually try to get better at. Um, so, you know, because I put like this message out into the world that is like not always consistent, as far as what I'm doing with my artistic endeavors. um, that's because of that. Uh, my uh, growth, like as far as like promoting my work, marketing, making maybe possibly making money, things like that. My growth is very much stunted. I mean, I've been doing YouTube, as I've said a couple times, I think here. Um, I've been working on this YouTube channel for over 10 years now. Um, and I still am not at 1,000 subscribers. And, being double-minded, not being sure of what this channel is about. I mean, it started out as a channel to promote my music. Most people don't realize that, but it did. Um, and since then I've gone through a phase of doing designer toys. I've gone through a phase of doing graffiti stickers and being involved in that community. And I mean, it's kind of cool because I kind of justified it by, well, I am building friends in different communities, so I'm collecting more and more, you know, followers from different walks of life. But it doesn't actually work that way because once you stop doing the content of that particular thing, like very few of those people, like probably a lot of my subscribers don't even watch my videos. I don't really, yeah, I mean, they definitely don't because I have almost 1,000 subscribers and um, I only get, on a good day, I get like 40 to 50 views. So it's a very small percentage of those who are subscribed. I don't know who's watching my videos because only a few of them make themselves known. So it's interesting. It's weird. Um, so I don't know. I mean, it's just interesting, and I'm learning to try to, be focused on what's important to me. I mean, it's taken this time too. Like, it takes time to figure out what you want to be focused on. You know what I mean? Um, it's not always easy. I mean, it can for somebody like me, it can because I just have too many interests, things that I would think I could enjoy doing. So, um, so yeah, that's why the name change, sort of, to Marsh Makes Comics, because you know, I wanna, I want it to be clear, like when somebody sees my username on YouTube, and I'm thinking about changing all my stuff to that, like Instagram and Twitter. Um, and it's hard to know, like branding is just tough to me. Like I always believed in it, but struggled with knowing how to do it, properly. Because how do I brand myself when I have so many interests and things like that? So it's always been a struggle for me, and it's not that I want to be flippy floppy, but you know, things change, and I don't know, it's just how I am. Um, that being said, branding is important, but sometimes I wonder how important is it? Like, there's certain things that people say are important, like people say consistency on YouTube is important. Well, how important is it if a lot of these people who are having big YouTube channels, they're getting it because they're getting results in the search? Um, you know, and so why, and then these same channels will be like, well, you got to be consistent. Well, why do you have to be consistent if most of the people watching your videos aren't even your subscribers. That's where a lot of people get most of their views, from search results. So you should just focus on search and put videos up whenever you want, you know? So anyways, I don't know. I think that this video that I've been doing, this early bird Artcast, this has a certain purpose. It's enjoying being a part of the community, and that's what this is, and kind of fostering a community around what I do, and helping promote friends. So that's kind of what the purpose of this one is. And it's just fun. I do like being consistent with stuff, and I do want to put out tons of videos. Um, but sometimes I'm a little skeptical about some of the advice you would hear. Let's see. Oh man, time's already getting away from me. Let's check the chat real quick. Today's going to be a short one. It's God. It's all God. Yeah, right, James? I know. That's the way I feel. What's up, Cone Artist? How you doing, man? I still got to get to reading your comic, the rest of your comic. But I was really enjoying it for sure. When I was reading it, just trying to do everything, you know what I mean? One name across all the platforms would be good for the viewers. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, what's up, Daniel? How you doing? Yeah, I think you're right, man. And that's what I want to do. Like I said, um, but people are starting to find me as Marshall Lee. I even want to change like the name of Donkey Jaw Project, sort of, because it's such a weird name and it doesn't really catch on. Nobody seems to ever repeat it back to me or say anything about it, really. But I like the name, but it doesn't seem to be having the kind of stickiness that I'd like it to have. So, I don't know. It's always a tough decision to know exactly how to figure that out. I'm going to turn off my timer and finish up by just putting this stuff away and chatting with you guys a little bit. It's a cold day out there. Some other things I've been, yeah, I'm doing all right, Dan, man. Some other things I've been really thinking about too is how big is the comic book market, like the comic reader market? Um, and is the comic creator market bigger than the comic reader market, or at least is the indie comic reader market, is it bigger than the indie comic creator market, or is it vice versa? Is the creator market bigger? I think a lot of us tend to promote to other indie comic artists. Like if you go on a comic book artist like Jason Brubaker or Jake Parker, or like even just smaller ones like myself and others, Scott Serklin, um, what are the kind of the videos that they're making are videos that attract other creators. They're not really videos that necessarily attract readers. What kind of content can I make that attracts readers? These are the questions that I'm constantly trying to figure out. And as I go look on YouTube and other places and try to research this stuff, there's not much out there because the market is just not big enough for anybody to care to make videos about it, you know, which is sad. And I love, this isn't me saying disparaging on comic books. Um, and I'm not going to stop making them. The thing is I believe in the power of comic books. I think I think that we have something awesome. I mean, there were times, I mean, when Superman first came out, you know, that book, Action Comics or whatever it is, that stuff sold in the millions. They sold at 10 cents a piece, but they sold in the millions. I think Peter Simeti has a real good idea going forth with these cheaper comics and the newsprint and stuff. And I think that's definitely a big answer to it. Also, trying to get into newsstands and stuff is a big answer to it. But, you know, it's like not only do we have not only do we have to promote our own work, but we have to even advocate for comics. We have to like make new comic readers and just to promote our book, you know. I mean, I'm going to keep researching, but like Raina Telgemeier, like there are some people who do kind of transcend this, like Raina Telgemeier. I want to look and see how much, like she's actually sold and stuff. Has she beaten out people, books from Marvel and DC? I don't know. But she hits a totally different market that's maybe not even a comic reading market. And I think we have to really think outside of the box to try to get readers, because there's people who are doing these novels that they sell on Kindle. These are independent, fiction writers. They create these novels in series and they sell them on Kindle and they sell them on Amazon and they make a killing. And I want to find out what their numbers are too. And if they're beating Marvel and DC. I don't know. I mean, the thing is Marvel and DC, they're probably beating all these people out, but they're also like doing way less than any time they were actually doing good. Like it's pitiful the numbers that comic books bring in compared to what they've done in the past. And I'm not saying like the Image boom and like certain booms don't kind of count because that was like its own special thing, but there's been times where the numbers have been better in general. So I don't know. I've been thinking a lot about that kind of stuff and the branding, and I just want to do stuff that kind of breaks out of the typical way that we do it, because I think that's not really working that well, or it's not a super sustainable system. But I do want to continue to do a lot of that stuff too, because I do think it's important to kind of talk to other creators and be involved in that community. I mean, that's kind of the biggest market we have, maybe. So I don't know. Anyways, I know I'm putting a lot of stuff out there, and then I got to end it actually, but let me check out the chat real quick. DJP is usually what I search when I'm looking for your stuff. Okay, well, that's good to know that people associate my name with that brand and stuff. Dave said, that was James. Dave says, is there a trap constantly renaming and rebranding? Probably, yeah. There's a risk you end up like the start of Spinal Tap. Well, I'll be honest, I'm not super familiar with that. I know of it, and I know it was a really funny movie, I think, about a band, and it's supposed to be like a spoof, but I don't know much beyond that. Cone artist, branding is tough. I struggle with it too. Yeah, I think a lot of us do. Dave says, Marsh, I'm not sure that should try and attract readers. CBG 19 and comic tropes attract readers. Yeah, exactly. That's Comic Book Girl. Okay. And there's a lot of other channels actually that attract readers, but they're not comic creators. So I have been actually looking at those people. So maybe I should do more content somewhat like that, but I'm not interested in doing some of that stuff. So I don't know. But if you were to directly try and target readers with your channel, you will be just like them, meaning you will end up stop doing these type of videos. Yeah, I don't, I do want to do creator stuff. I like doing tutorial type things and, to a certain extent. I just don't want to be caught in this trap like where I'm not attracting readers. I mean, that's the whole point, right? Like, I mean, I'm not making comic books so nobody will read them. James says attracting readers isn't a YouTube thing, in my opinion. It's a marketing thing through ads. Huh. That's interesting. I know that people do it through Facebook ads and stuff. I don't know about comics or not, but it seems like there's not a lot out there for figuring out how to sell comics, that are your own published, create your own thing. There's if you look that up, you're gonna find how to sell like, stuff from your comic collection. So I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. Um, Rest in peace, Stan Lee. Excelsior Conarder says, yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. He's definitely missed on this channel. James, I'm working on a Stanley tribute sketch right now. I'll upload the inks today on my Instagram if anyone is interested. Awesome. I definitely look forward to seeing that. Cool. All right, guys. So I appreciate you hanging out with me. And thank you for watching and chatting. And thank you to all my Patreon patrons. If you want to read my comics, you can go to patreon.com/DonkeyJobProjects. And if you want to follow me on social media, for now, it is MarshallLee_DJP at Twitter and Instagram. And thank you for everybody watching on the replay. I know it's a short one, but I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. And I will talk to you next time. Alrighty. Once again, forgetting to get the stop button ready. Oh, goodness. But anyways, thanks, guys. I'll talk to you later.